Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play the Occult Chronicles. In the last episode, Terry Bogard began turning in some of the quests that he's acquired, and picked up quite a bit of useful stuff in doing so. We gained a Thompson SMG, an axe, we have a suit of haunted armor following us around, adding to our swords and taking some health loss for us. Some rope we picked up, I think it was a little bit ago. And we got 4 additional Arcana cards. This is in addition to some very useful edges, in particular Kiss of the Maiden, which is amazing, and Cup of Water. We were lucky enough to get 2 other water talismans to bring our Cups score up to 9. Things are looking very good. The only issue we're going to have is that low Wands attribute of 3. In any case, I think now that we've done as much of the Ghostly Ball as I am actually able to do, thanks to our low wands, I think it's probably best that we turn in a few more of these quests. So we'll come down here for the pile of junk and the ghostly dinner party, I think. We may end up ringing that gong as well. And we'll try turning in a few of the quests that we have. We also got the papers for the Vishaka, if I recall correctly, didn't we? So that's upstairs. So is this quest, probably. Thinking about the most efficient use of our time. Going upstairs would require me going... Okay, so they both would require me going out to the right. We cannot complete the Ghostly Ball. Our wand skill is just not good enough to do it. Although we could have made several attempts, I suppose. With 32 sanity, we can afford the health loss. And thinking about it now, I do want to go back upstairs after I do these 2, because I want to pay a visit to the seance room now. Since we picked up... Where is it? The Empress. We can no longer be made instantly insane. You notice a small pile of junk cluttering up a section of the floor. Upon closer examination, you see an assortment of typical cast-off items, broken pieces of this and that. So our chance is a little better than it was ages ago, because we have 6 pentacles, not 2, when we first encountered this. Sometimes you can find something like a sledgehammer from this, or some useful miscellaneous stuff. So I'm hoping we get lucky enough to find something like that. Having another melee weapon could be really handy. And all melee weapons add to your swords, I think, by +1. So it would be useful to have something like that. We will play the king, because I want to definitely win this challenge, and I'm not going to risk losing it. This is one of those encounters you only get 1 attempt at doing. Very nice. You can find the strangest things in junk piles. We'll have to get lucky, though, to find something very useful. Oh, we didn't find anything. Oh, well. And I was so hoping we'd get Sledgehammer. Well, it doesn't matter. You hear the raucous cries for dessert, and many of the ghostly guests are looking expectantly towards you. Would you be so good as to find the butler and order our dessert? You focus your psychic energy and tap your knife once more against the imaginary glass. Ghostly heads snap to your attention. Dessert will be here shortly. While we are waiting, what can any of you tell me about this place? Dessert is sumptuous, and you have made 1 or 2 otherworldly acquaintances. More importantly, you think you have learned some important things that will improve your chances on this mission. Judgment. You receive +2 card draws and +2 trick cards for any persuasion or deception challenges, while this card is in your inventory. And another Arcana card. Useful. Not as useful now that we've actually tried to complete several quests already. Sorry, that we have completed several quests already, but still useful. Zombies. You hate these guys. This place certainly knows how to keep you on your toes. Just don't build a summer house here. Oof, look at that. 11 tricks and 11 draw for physically beating it up. Holy crap! Oh, I'm sorry, that's fleeing the zombies. We don't need to do that. I don't need to use full auto either. We can probably just hack him to death with our axe. So I see a 7 of wands and a 6 of pentacles up there. Oh, and you might not be able to tell, but you never, ever, ever can draw more than 10 tricks ever. The exception being if you actually have, which we do, and use Wheel of Fortune, which lets you take tricks off the board and put new ones on. But you will never, even if you have, like, if it says you can draw 15 tricks, nope, just 10. There's no other screen, you can't get to any other tricks you might have waiting, it's just these. That's it. It also makes tricks one of the weaker ones to try to work on, and we only have one single face card in our inventory. We should still try to win some of these points. Though I am tempted to throw the combat. Oh, it's too late now. I've won. Yes, I have tons of abilities I can use, but I didn't need to use any at this point. So, if I had drawn like another high number card, I would have used my axe to give me some extra points on one of my cards. But no, there's no reason to use it now. You won the battle. The dismembered zombie bodies still twitch around on the floor, putting on quite the show. We're almost at max health, up to 38. By the way, how's our personnel file? 2 experience points. Let's work on another heroic feat for combat. It's so tempting to play death in chess, but that could go so badly for us. And probably will, Tim. A haunted stuffed crocodile. You immediately notice the enormous 12-foot stuffed crocodile displayed prominently in the room, which is adorned with many other eccentric collector's pieces. A sudden chill shoots down your spine as the tail of the crocodile begins to sweep back and forth. The eyelids flick open, and you know something is terribly wrong. You can't be sure whether this thing is alive, undead, or animated by some dark sorcery, but it certainly looks hungry. Oops, wrong thing there. Your mind is strong. You see things far worse than this. The crocodile turns to face you, and you can clearly see the stitches that indicate this creature was stuffed and then reanimated, probably as a guardian for this place. Its gaze is locked on you, and it slowly starts to advance towards your location. Guardians like this are animated by dark sorceries, and there is almost always a way to break the spell and snuff out the threat at the source. We have wand cards, we do. I'll use the knight here. I'm already winning by 4. We'll use the page and see if one of these 3 is the Knight of Swords. Should have used it. You channel your energy into a stream that strikes the crocodile on the snout and exits behind its tail, breaking the seal on the spirit trapped inside. The Guardian will no longer be a threat. That was amazing. An edge upgrade, Ore of Fortune, and 2 additional expertise tokens. What are we taking, Tim? I guess hand-to-hand expert. This will let us target knights now with our weapon special abilities. That will be the heads waiting to communicate with us. I don't need to talk with them yet until I have found the polar bear we're looking for. The attic. Do I go up to the attic? We could. We'd end up on the other side of the mansion. Let's try the attic, everyone. This could go very poorly for us. The attic is rather tricky. It's not easy up there. Lots of spiders. A group of dead teenagers. You look down and see the desiccated remains of 4 humans littering the ground. Judging by the positions of the skeletons, it looks like they were trying to run away from something. The clothes that they wore are now mostly rags, but they must have been very bright pastels, which you find unusual. Nearby, the skeleton of a dog. I love this. Vic, as much as I complain about your game sometimes, your sense of humor and your ability to grab pop culture references and pull them in your games is, without a doubt, unmatched by any game I have played. This is the Scooby-Doo team. Search the bodies. You might be able to find a clue as to what happened to them. You never know. Only 3 tricks, though. And no good cards means that we're failing this. You poke around the remains but fail to find anything. You can tell that they were probably just teenagers. You wonder what mystery brought them to meet such an ignominious ends. That was quite a loss. -2 target level, another clue. We won't find another one in the attic, to my knowledge. You find a scribble written on the wall in what appears to be dried blood. Beware, Nosferatu. Do I want to search these rooms? The problem with these rooms is the spiders are going to be tricky. Very tricky. Let's try one of these rooms. Didn't find anything in there. Colossal waste of time. Ooh, look at the squid picture here. That's pretty well done. Oh, it's the music, Tim. I thought there was thunder outside. We're beginning to run short on time, everyone. We're 1/3 of the way towards the end. Once we hit this story token, I'm going to want to head downstairs. It generally takes me 2 or 3 story tokens to find the exit. I guess we'll search this one room as well. You notice a small pile of junk cluttering up a section of the floor. Upon closer examination, you see an assortment of typical cast-off items, broken pieces of this and that. We don't have a good chance at this. We'll still make an attempt. You find the strangest things in junk piles. or nothing. Okay, I'm just gonna leave that there. Ooh, the bone room. There will be a demon in this room, if I recall correctly. Let's give it a try. This will give us an idea of what the basement will be like, and if we're ready for it. You smell death. Not the desiccated scent of moldering bones, but the smell of a slaughterhouse. Then you notice the bones littering the floor. It accompanies the realization that you are being watched. Suddenly, you hear the bones start to rattle, and a creature rises out from under them to stand in front of you. It is eldritch, and it is terrifying. Your eyes widen in disbelief as you look directly at the eldritch creature. You can feel an aura of evil radiating from it. You struggle to maintain your sanity. The thought of ending up a pile of bones in this godforsaken attic makes you weak in the knees. The creature is a sorcerer of some ability. You can feel the energy flowing through it. You remember a briefing about a cult that worships eldritch creatures made of human bones. It seems to have set up its own little snack shack up here in the attic. The creature appears to be encased in some strange exoskeleton. It stands there watching you, waiting. The next move seems to be yours. This is not a good chance. 4 target and only 4 draw. Now, if I recall correctly, you can make a bargain with it to let it drink some of your blood. I have never, ever done that, however. Never, ever have I taken that offer. It just seems like a bad idea. I think we'll attack it. And I don't think I need to use full auto for it. These creatures can be harmed by physical attacks, so you decide to make it hurt. Oof. Not a good hand. As usual in the late game, I tend to only draw 1 face card into my hand. Well, let's get started. A page. I'll take that hit. Ah, that's a shame. And we've won. Let's use Shrivel Flesh. You roll less than or equal to our Pentacles attribute. However, because we rolled a 1, we must take 1 wound. Let's do a little better and use critical hit. We'll use our Bone of Cups. We roll the 6. We'll target this card, which lowers it by 6. And then we get 6 more points. And I want to just get used to using the axe. We could make this a knight, is that correct? Yep. Nice. And we could have made this into a page. I still have my Thompson, but I'll need to use that. Alright, let's win. You battle the creature all over the room. The fight ranges across piles of bones. In the end, it can't endure the punishment that you dish out, and its physical body collapses to the floor. Good work, Terry. A crowbar. Crowbar whack. Bump the card value up on a random non-face card in hand +1, up to 10. We also have another bonus to use against doors or locks. Not as good as our axe, but still useful. You have doubts that you have the correct tools to face this threat. They should have issued you something before you set out on this trip. If you fail any challenge and do not win any trick points, then a random lose item card is generated during the results phase while this story icon is active. So we do not want to lose any challenges as long as that card is with us. And I'm just gonna avoid everything until that card goes away. Because that includes, like, horror checks and everything of that sort. It looks like there's quite a few interesting things up here. But with that story token, I really don't want to take that risk. That's a shame, too, because I really want to interact with the book on the stand. Maybe we can get lucky here? Uh-oh. Oh, thank God. Darn it, there's the Queen of Swords we didn't. Darn it. You begin to read the tome and realize that you have established a mind link with an evil intelligence that resides within. Your will is stronger and it bows before you, revealing new vistas and hidden knowledge. Chain Spirit, we'll take a look at that soon. And a little bit of arcane power. Let's increase Shrivel Flesh, Hyperborean Lightning. Put one in Chain Spirit and I think another in this one. Alright, let's take a look at that spell we just picked up. Roll one bone and select a revealed non-face trick card and swap it with its matching played card. Then draw X cards, where X is the number of pentacles rolled, divided by 2. Used in sorceries, battle, and psychic challenges. Interesting. Something to help us against ghosts, I suppose. Well, now where, Tim? I think we're going on to this side. I didn't find any other quest. Oh, well, we could instead go downstairs and try the refrigerator. Let's do that. There's the fridge. Oh, we want to turn that quest in as well with the glutton. Let's do that first. You decide to hand over the disgusting demon baby carcass. Against your better judgment, you give the demon the remains. They are quickly swallowed down and followed by a huge burp. The demon sits back with a content smile on its face. You have held your end of the bargain. I'll uphold mine. Another spell. Let's look at that as well. Unfortunately, we're out of space on our pentacles inventory, and I have no way to raise it again. I have no more plus pentacles here. Lore of Quiploth. Roll one bone and select a face card in your hand and swap it with any played card to take a trick, regardless of suit. Then draw X cards, where X is the number of pentacles rolled divided by 2. Used in sorcery, divination, dispel lores, and puzzles. Interesting. A class 1 haunting. We'll get her. And it's very much over. There's no reason why we can't go crazy with those points. You got her good. No one's gonna believe how you did it, and you're not sure you are either. Holy crap, that's a ton of flipping courage. Let's take Whirlwind, which will bump values up on random amounts of cards in our hand. We get 6 more. Let's take another point in Cups. And then I think we'll work towards a Hyborian Spell Edge. Or maybe I want to... no, let's work on a Melee Edge next. Well, we could try switching the labels as opposed to just find the Boffin Juice. Let's try this. Find the Boffin Juice and then switch its label with something else to sabotage Benway's experiment. I've had better hands than this. That will prevent us from losing an item, at least. You fumble one of the vials and drop it to the floor. A cloud of noxious vapor forms. Don't breathe that stuff in. We'll try that again. That's better. Better hand. Woof, we barely won, though. You carefully peel off the labels and switch them. Boffin Juice is, in reality, Arcspore Juice. That should throw a monkey wrench into the works. Apparently, in the potato salad, there was also a Remington shotgun. Wow. That is amazing. That is amazing. All right. While we're here, let's turn in the quest for the demon in the fire. And we could betray him, but I think we'll give the demon the name. Against your better judgment, you throw a slip of paper with the demon's name into the fireplace. You are rewarded. You see sparks of blue and green. A demon laughs with delight and then disappears. You receive your reward as promised, but you sense there might be some strings attached. All edges that you possess are increased 1 level, if able, after this card is used to take a trick. This is the card I've been talking about, like, every episode, how it increases all of my edges by 1 when I use it. It's very nice. Very nice Arcana card. Okay, we're not a match for the Burning Ghost. Let's turn this quest into the Rashasha. You decide to give the Rashasha the papers you took from the desk. You hand the papers over and the Rakshaka beams with delight. You stand there nervously as it looks them over, wondering if this will go sour quickly. Fair enough. You have honored your part of the bargain. I won't eat you. Not yet, anyway. With that, he disappears in a puff of smoke. What a theatrical bastard, is your first thought. Okay, so we don't have a knife weapon quite yet. We don't have a blade weapon. Whenever a melee weapon's special ability is used, X is added to the bump up applied to any non-face played cards. Use alt effects. I think my axe is used for things in my hand, as is the crowbar. So I would want blind fighting, because this affects non-face hand cards. So we'll take that. And then I think we'll aim for a another feat. Ghouls. You would know those canine features and that smell anywhere. The yacht has been called in more than once to fight ghoul infestations. Calcutta, Chicago, London, Fond du Lac. They seem to pop up everywhere. Remember the briefings. Hit them hard and they will scatter. Don't let them swarm you or get behind you. Make sure you get any wounds, especially bite wounds, treated immediately. Well, we could, like, these are amazing points for my shotgun, but I don't have the bullets quite yet for those, so we'll just beat them up. It's not even a fight, but who said life was fair? Poor ghouls. 2 aces and a 2, but also 2 kings and a page. Roll 1 bone and bump the card values up on X random non-face cards in hand, plus X. X is the number of swords or cups rolled. Then draw a card. Six cards got bumped up by 6 points, and it looks like we got to... Oh, right, because I think that can target these skills? I think... I can't remember. 1 second. Whenever a melee... No, that was not a melee weapon special ability. That was a feat. Oh, wow, look at all those 10s now, though. That's very nice. I suppose we should use the crowbar. Combat whack. Alright, something got increased again. We'll use the axe. And I think we'll bump up. Oh, we could make another queen out of our knight, for example, but I think we'll take a page here. Let's grab... Let's grab this 10. Oh, we failed. Okay. Oh, sorry, we didn't fail. We succeeded, but I didn't actually increase it because I'm dumb. Alright, let's go ahead and just start flipping them. Page of Swords. We immediately win the challenge with our king. There's no we should use the king. There's not a single Pentacles card we cannot take. You won the battle. The ghouls are no match for you. They fall where they stood, and the puddle of blood on the floor is now bigger than ever. I think there's a chance for us to gain all types of ammunition back from killing ghouls. I think we can get ammo and courage from them, if we're lucky, of course. The courage is why I did not hesitate to use Whirlwind. And that actually brings us right back up. You hand over the boffin juice to the creepy mad scientist. Excellent. Yes, that will do nicely. I'll be able to complete my work without any fatigue. I should bottle and sell this, actually. Call it something like hours of energy. At any rate, here is your reward. Look over in the box over there. You might find something that you like. You might not, either. A feat. Giant leap. The Hermit blocks two sandy lost points from being applied to your character after the results phase has finished, while this card is in your inventory. Nice! That will make losing the horror challenges a little more bearable. Dr. Laszlo Benway remains hunched over his workbench, maniacally pursuing whatever weird experiment he has thought up now. He pays you no attention now that he is again lost in his work. You note that the boffin juice does indeed seem to have boosted his work rate. Well, this is a good chance. Let's talk to him again. He obviously is absorbed in his work, but fetching him some boffin juice was a bit trivial. Maybe he has a more important task. Yes, well, now that I know that you can be trusted, I have a more meaningful task for you. We've seen this guy before. He's right back downstairs again. It seems one of my experiments has run off. More plant than man, actually. A disappointment, but an expected one. I need a tissue sample once you find it. And then do be so good as to destroy it. Right, off you go. We'll take reckless charge. Roll 1 bone and bump the card values down on X random not yet revealed non-face trick cards -X, and draw X cards where X number of swords or cups rolled. Any result cards that are wounds are doubled in the following phases. Then I think we'll take a heroic feat's edge. This is the same, so this would let us target some of our cards and make them into face cards when we use combat heroic feats. Oh, Love's Improvise would be nice. That would make it easier for me to do all types of challenges, because I have at least 2 combat cards in my 2 heroic combat feat cards that can be used in combat. Do I have the option to see, like, to scry cards? Braveheart's always nice as well. This reduces the amount of courage that your cards require by 1 to 2 points, I think. Never Gives Up could be nice, too. After the use of a combat heroic feat, a random counter action marker is removed from an unrevealed trick card on the board? I don't even understand what a random counter action marker is. Oh, Lethal Blow is nice. Whenever I would use a combat heroic feat, I gained points. Finesse Escape is also nice, too. Probably should take Finesse Escape, because we're going to be using our dodge pretty often. Actually, Heroic Leap is a defensive one as well that is used to dodge traps, if I recall correctly. Yeah, let's take Finesse Escape. And then I think we'll work toward Hyperborean Spell Edge next. We're here. Let's look for the Seance Crystal Ball. That's it right there. Probably. You notice the crystal ball set on the large wooden table almost immediately. You've obviously stumbled upon a seance room of some type. As you approach the crystal ball, it suddenly fills with a swirling cloud of white smoke, and a face materializes inside. You are caught off guard by the sudden appearance of the supernatural fortune teller. Ooh, hello, Ace of Pentacles. Thank you for being there. Your mind is strong. You see things far worse than this. In fact, this isn't your first run-in with a crystal ball and a fortune teller. Oh, was it another type of fighter in King of Fighters? I don't remember that. Who's that? Who's that girl in Street Fighter V? Minat? Minat has a crystal ball. The face in the smoke begins to speak. You soon realize that it doesn't seem to be aware that you're even there. It seems to be communicating with the spirit world directly. You catch glimpses of motion around the periphery of the table. Ghostly shapes soon appear seated around the table. You could swear you hear a tambourine rattle. So I think that this one gives us a chance or a guaranteed crystal ball. But I think one of these gives us a crystal ball, the other does not. I don't remember which one is which though. Let's try this one. You sense opportunity here to manipulate the power inside the crystal ball and gather information from it. You decide to join in the seance and sit down in an empty seat. That's a nice hand. No kings or queens, but 4 face cards? Very nice. Especially because I can't use any, like, special abilities this time around. The face in the smoke introduces herself as Madame Leota, and you have no difficulty in establishing a rapport with her. She reveals to you some very important information. Okay, now, we want the crystal ball. We need the crystal ball. First off, it gives us +1 pentacles, which is very nice. Now, the unfortunate thing, however, is that I'll have to discard 2 spells to take it. So that means we're dropping Lore of Quiploth and Chain Spirit for this. But I think the crystal ball is totally worth it. We will discard that. And that to claim this. Okay, it's a shame, because spells are useful, but the crystal ball gives us +1 pentacles, so now we can actually grab that final Hyperborean spell, and we can use the crystal ball when we finally reach the basement level 2, assuming we're able to do that, in order to put the final room on the map. We could use it right now to do so, but I want that +1 pentacles at this point. The undead creature lumbers towards you. You know exactly what it intends. At this point, it's fight or flee. You'd better hope the rest of those bags don't start moving. We'll attack the zombie. You decide that the best defense is a good offense. You remind yourself to go for the brain first. Hello. I see 2 queens, and I have no means whatsoever of doing anything about them. Let's first use our crowbar. Just to get +1 to a random card in our hand. It looks like we're going to win so far. And we did. And we were able to use our King of Swords on the Queen of Swords. And there is no reason for me to use any of my abilities, I think. Although I should keep getting used to using the axe. I thought I had a feat that did not have that edge. Whenever a melee weapon's special ability is used, face cards can be targeted for bumping your values up or down. Oh! I understand. This doesn't let me turn a 10 into a page. This will let me turn a page into a knight. Gotcha. Okay. You won the battle. The zombie lies scattered on the floor in several pieces. You decide not to put them back in the bag. Come on, give me some courage. That was a hit point. Alright, I guess we're going back this way. the plant is over here, as is the ghostly mother who wants her child back. I think, anyway. The dying plant man looks up at you expectantly. You think that you can recognize emotions in its facial expressions, fear and pain. In between labored breaths, it seems to be chittering like it was trying to communicate with you. Its message is plain. Please end this. Holy crap! Well, the target level's much higher, but we also get 13 flippin' draw. Kill the plant man and fake a sample. Benway can rot in hell. You decide to mercy kill it, and then create a fake sample. That should set his so-called research back a bit. Okay, I don't like that, though. Let's use Shrivel Flesh. And it will be enough, Tim. Although, if I'm being honest, you should make these into pages, not that sword. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. It targeted one of my pages, now we got a knight. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to matter in the long run, is it? It's going to give us a 9. Not enough. Really? We weren't able to use any of those pages. Good lord. Why didn't Benway tell me this thing's anatomy wasn't all that human? What a mess. We won't take any damage from that, though. Let's try this again. All those pentacles, and not a single pentacle card was drawn. How about that? You put the thing out of its misery and scrape up some mold from the floor and put it in the sample dish that Benway gave you. When a spell of Hyperborean subcast has a card be selected, target up to X additional cards, where X is the level of the edge. Gain X additional uses of all spells of Hyperborean subtype in any challenge where they're eligible. If you have 2 or more spell cards of the Hyperborean subtype in your inventory and they're eligible for use in the challenge, X additional unrevealed tricks are placed on the board. External cards are drawn. X subtracted from the target level. Whenever a spell of the Hyperborean subtype is cast, non-face cards can be bumped up to a face card as follows. Page, Knight, Queen, and a King. Bump us up or down. I think we'll go for one of these. Let's grab Hyperborean Music of the Spheres. If you have 2 or more spell cards of the Hyperborean subtype in your inventory and they are eligible for use in the challenge, X additional cards are drawn at the start of the challenge, where X is the level of the edge. And we'll go for a melee edge next. And I want to turn that quest in. Where's the ghostly mother? Oh, we want to turn that quest in. We want to ring the gong. There she is. We also have Benway's quest to still turn in. We should probably turn in Benway's first. So let's do that now. Because after that, we can take the stairs to go back downstairs. Another zombie. You know Joe by now. We'll try to beat him up. Hello, King of Swords. You can just stay there. Might as well use the queen right now. Use our page as well. Use our queen here. Take that too. Can flip you king. It doesn't matter at all. You won the battle. The zombie lies scattered on the floor in several pieces. You decide not to put them back in the bag. You'll note just how much experience we are gaining now. Like, holy crap, we're earning a lot. Our luck level is really high, and so we're getting lucky. And our luck rating is, well, because it's higher, we have a better chance of getting good stuff, and we'll get more of it as well. You hand the sample over to Benway and tell him that the creature has been destroyed. Excellent. I'll be able to use this sample to cure countless diseases. I wouldn't have been able to do it without your help. Of course, I could make a nice biological weapon as well. Choices. At any rate, here is your reward. Look over in the box over there. You might find something that you like. You might not either. Justice! One of my favorite Arcana cards. She herself doesn't do any... Well, okay. As long as this card is in your inventory, whenever we draw an ace into our hand, we get 1 point for having that ace. Dr. Laszlo Benway has again returned to his work, seemingly having forgotten your presence. He remains hunched over his workbench, maniacally pursuing whatever weird experiment he has thought up now. You wonder if this is some strange ritual that he somehow draws pleasure from. Well, we can talk to him again. We might as well. You suspect very much he wants to talk with you, so you go ahead with the grand charade and clear your throat again to get his attention. And we drew 1 ace, because I saw 1 point. Yes, very well. How do you feel about robots, mechanical men, that sort of thing? Another edge upgrade. Whenever a melee weapon special ability is used, X is added to the bump up applied to any non-face hand cards as a result, where X is a number 1 between this edge. Yeah, let's take blind fighting up a rank. It seems that my mechanical assistant, Tor, has wandered off. I sent him to find my boffin juice, and he never came back. You'll need to find him, and then replace his battery pack, no doubt. Here's a fully charged unit. Now, off you go. He's probably in the attic, that robot, but I'm not willing to go up there to check as long as this is the token. So let's instead head downstairs and complete a few more of these quests. I don't think I want to ring the gong quite yet. It's quite some distance away, but we'll turn in the quest for the ghostly mirror. You release the child of energy back to its mother. You step towards the mirror and the child of energy seems to flow out from your body and through the portal. You feel the pure joy of the reunion. As promised, you are rewarded. Planes touched. During the results phase of any challenge option that had the sorcery type, there was a 5% chance that a nothing of interest card would be turned into a gain charges card. You are immune to the effects of any instant death card that is revealed during the results phase while this card is in your inventory. The Emperor gained. A vampire coven will often have multiple wives who serve as consorts to the elder. You wonder what other unpleasant surprises you will find here. All evade trap challenges have at least one instant death result card generated when the challenge is failed while this story icon is active. Holy crap! It's very lucky that we drew the Emperor, because we will be immune to that effect. Oh, I'm in the completely wrong part of the world, Tim, for that one. Okay. And by that I mean I have to go all the way back up here if I want to turn that one in. Let's go and ring the gong. You are surprised by a sudden flickering of shadow that spreads out around you. You feel like you are being choked by some invisible force. Your eyes bulge as you fight to gasp for air and the dark shadows swirl around you. Your mind is strong. You shake off the feeling that you are choking and can finally breathe freely. Two creatures of shadow swirl around you. You recognize immediately that you are dealing with the type of ghostly creature that feeds off human emotions, fear and pain being the most succulent. You can either stand firm and fight them psychically, or run and hope to fight another day. So, normally, I think you can dispel them or flee. I have added, however, shadow boxing as an option, in case you are a physical type of person. We'll give this a try. You throw a few jabs and notice they actively avoid the shadow of your punches. For a second they hesitate, and that's when you realize you can take them. It's going to be a bit of touch and go, though, metaphorically speaking. We had 2 aces, so we gained 2 points just flat out because of that. Thank you very much, Justice. Not many people are afraid of their own shadows, let alone others. Looks like these nightmares should have been, though. Oh. When I think we'll do the strange gong, and then we'll call the session. Oh, okay. You see a large wood and brass gong. It looks completely out of place standing over by itself in the room. You sense immediately, though, that all is not as it seems here. You've seen enough of these things to notice the faint aura that surrounds it. You have no doubt that the gong is a sorcerer's puzzle of some sort. The markings are vague, but you would place it around the period of the 3 kingdoms. There is definitely dark magic at work here. The runes covering the wooden frame must contain the instructions on how to use the gong and access its abilities. Unfortunately, with the 3 wands, we cannot actually decipher the text, so we will have to ring the gong using just our sorcery. You can't be bothered to read the manual. You decide to just channel your energy into the hammer lying nearby and see if you can force open the seal. Just be prepared for what comes out. Oh, we got a few face cards. Not so bad. No aces. Let's just win. You channel your sorcerer's energy against the gong like the stroke of a mallet, and it resounds with a thunderous clang. The brute force approach pays off, and you realize immediately that a gate has been opened. At first you think that nothing has happened. Then suddenly a ghostly aura enshrouds the gong and you. A flash of light blinds you for just a second, and you know that a gate has been opened and something has come through, and its presence is terrifying. You know from your odd briefings that any time a portal or gate to another dimension is opened, the effects on the sanity of humans can be quite disastrous. You feel a growing sense of fatigue and despair at the presence of this dimensional rift. Your mind is strong. You see things far worse than this. In fact, you were present when the Cacophony Gate was closed with the Lost Elder sign. This pales in comparison. Directly in front of you, a shimmering Chinese dragon now floats, its tail coiled around the base of the gong. Its glowing eyes fix on you, and you hear it speak directly into your mind. I have come to grant you 3 challenges, if you can first prove your worthiness. Wow, we can actually beat him up. We might not actually be able to request the challenges, but we'll make an attempt to do so. You step forward to prove your worthiness. I see the 5 of Wands, and we'll take it. There is no rhyme or reason for the cards I flip over. I just flip them over with whatever feels good. You convince Shen of your worthiness to proceed with the 3 challenges. Good, mortal. You have convinced me of your worthiness. You must approach the portal and recite the oath of entrance. Once you enter, you cannot leave unless you best all 3 of the guardians. Should you fail, you will be destroyed. On the other side, you will face 3 challenges. The first is a trial by combat. The second is a test of the body. And finally comes an examination of the mind. 3 teachers await you. But first, you must open the gate to the arena and then step inside. You remember Shen's warning that once you have entered the portal, you will not be able to return until you have bested all 3 of the teachers who await you on the other side. However, you believe that you are ready, and you decide to bravely step forward and recite the oath of entrance, and then cross to whatever portal opens up. You recite the oath, and a door that shimmers like rippling water at sunset opens before you. You take a deep breath and cross over. The mist clears and you are greeted by an old man dressed in flowing embroidered Chinese robes. He appears to be a scholar or functionary of some sort. And yet, he is armed like a soldier as well. You feel that you should know who he is, but you can't recall his name. Greetings, Lost One. I am the spirit of Dong Zhao, tyrant, chancellor, and once grand tutor. And now I must school you. Choose the form of your destruction. Well, we can attack him without too much difficulty. We have a great chance to use sorcery against him as well. Look at that. But I think we want to attack. He's an overweight old man with a sword. I think I can handle this. Well, that's not a great hand, though. Let's see. So we have to lose that. We have to lose that. Not doing so well so far, are we? There we go. That's very nice. And victory. It's all in the reflexes. Nod to Big Trouble Little China. Dong Zhao crumples to the mist-covered floor of your pocket-dimensional arena. In a flash, everything shifts like you are jumping from one train to the next. The mist clears and you're greeted by a young warrior wielding a gigantic Chinese polearm. Greetings, Lost One. I am the spirit of Sun Se, soldier, conqueror, and hero. And now I must test you. You have only to dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge to survive my blade, and you will advance. You position yourself in a ready stance and raise your hand towards Sun Se. Without a word, you motion with your hand for the test to commence. Not a bad hand for this. Not the best, but I shouldn't complain too much. I'll hold on to the queen at the moment. Alright, well now we have to use her. Woof, well done. That was an evade traps, but my Duck and Roll wasn't available? I wonder why not. That should have been available. Oh, we still want to look at Giant Leap as well. Roll 1 bone, and then select a not revealed trick card and reveal it. If the revealed card is a non-face card, then bump it down minus X, where X is the number of cups rolled. Then draw a card. Okay, that's not so bad. You evade all the blows and flawless display of speed and agility. Perhaps you are the one. Unfortunately, we cannot go over 40 life. The mist clears, and you are greeted by a middle-aged man sitting on a silk cushion. He looks up at you with a smile. Congratulations, Lost One. I am Cow Cow, the poet. I delight in your arrival, for visitors are few, but you must best me in a duel of poetry. I find that words can cut deeper than any steel. Cow Cow begins his poem. I lift my drink and sing a song, for who knows if life is short or long. Man's life is but the morning duel. Do, past days many, future ones few. You think on the matter, and then recite your poem. Holy good hands! Wow! 3 kings? Of course, you know, well, actually, that lets us win. We also had an ace because I saw 1 point in our thing to start. I thought for sure we'd have to use one of my Arcana cards for this challenge. I'm glad to see that's not going to be the case at all. Might as well go for broke. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful, gushes the poet. I have never heard such an elegant observation on roses and their colors. Truly enlightening. In a flash, everything shifts like you are jumping from one train to the next. You find yourself back in your dimension once again, confronting Shen, the mystical dragon of the enchanted Qin Gong. Well done, mortal. You are the first in many centuries to face the 3 challenges and return. I hope that you have learned from your journey. You step forward and ask Shen to grant you your reward for besting the 3 challenges. As you wish. Anytime you would gain health, there is a 5% chance that you will gain that much sanity as well. Alright, so a bunch of experience points for that. 11 experience points?! Oh my god. That's amazing. That's amazing. We don't have any long blades, so most of these are not going to be useful whatsoever. Yeah, we had to stick with, like, these ones instead. Whenever melee special weapon abilities used, non-face cards get bumped up to face cards. We'll take martial arts expert. I'm tempted to take that final spell right now, but we might find a spell as we go adventuring. How about this, everyone? We're going to stop here, and when we come back, we'll spend these points. And I'm probably going to want to spend that sun soon as well. What would we gain for that? We gain 3, 4, 2 cups of water, 3 blind fighting, 2 finesse escape. That would be max. Martial expert will go up 1. We gain fitness fanatic, hidden talents, lightning reflexes. Yeah, it would be really awesome to use the sun. Oh, you know what we should do? Death. We should do the death challenge because I have so many Arcana cards. We won't fail that challenge. I won't. It's not possible. Unless, like, there was only 1 trick card and we needed, like, a 13 point score. But that's not gonna be the case, so we should totally do that. Alright, I'm beginning to babble. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. We'll probably be looking to go downstairs as well in the next episode at some point. I will see you guys then. Thank you all for watching, and take care, everyone.